We've seen the outperformance in gold, and people like Ray Dalio, all the biggest investors, they're coming out, they're saying 10, 15% of your portfolio in gold now. Why do you think Bitcoin has underperformed? It's a digital gold. It solves for some of the defects in the physical version, even though I know we're up 100% since last year, by the way, but people are feeling bearish about the whole situation.
I think it's because it's reality versus expectations. Part of why I've not been that disappointed is because I've been more in the, sometimes describe myself as like a bearish bull. On Bitcoin. I try to always have conservative bullish targets, which is like, I'm always like, I think it's going to outperform things, but I don't think it's going to the moon anytime soon. And we can talk about why that is, but part of the reason I like to hold both is because they don't always perform well at the same time. Sometimes Bitcoin gets ahead of itself, sometimes gold gets ahead of itself.
Right now it's gold.
Yeah, gold's the larger asset by a factor of about 10. A lot of the biggest pools of capital still understand it better than Bitcoin. Bitcoin viewed more as like a tech play, something that is to do homework on to figure out, whereas gold has been around for a while. And sometimes I get a little concerned around Bitcoin getting ahead of its skis. Other times I get a little concerned around gold getting ahead of its skis. Right now, gold, just by more metrics, is sentiment overbought, even though I still think the long-term case for it is good. But over the next 6-12 months, I'd put my vote for Bitcoin. I think that kind of that rotation, and I could be wrong in this, maybe we look back 6-12 months from now and maybe gold still outperformed again. But my guess would be Bitcoin is probably going to take over for a while. I think partially we had to see some of the mNAVs, overvalued mNAVs of treasury companies deflate to some extent. Once we saw like altcoin treasury companies coming to market, basically at that point, you just kind of have to expect there's going to be a washout to get the kind of tourists out of the system, both in Bitcoin and around Bitcoin. But then that allows for a platform to rebuild from. And now that we see the Fed getting a little bit more dovish, we've seen some of that kind of already get washed out. I think Bitcoin's in a better place for the next 6-12 months going forward would be my base case.